Good morning, everybody. It's Jean Marie. So I have had many requests to show how to make this cha-cha styled dangle bracelet, and I am going to work on showing y'all how to make this today. This is the pretty bracelet from my show and tell for the tropical heat box for bargain bead box. And that is what we're going to work on today. So I'm going to set that aside. I do have two colorways going here. This pretty silver with the icy blues. And then I have this warm sunny yellow with the gold. Also, I am going to show you two different methods of making it. Because some of us can't, whoops, I'm sorry, I'm bumping the table here, trying to get adjusted. Some of us can't do wire wraps very well when they're attached to a piece of chain, or, you know, when you have to link them into the chain and then wire wrap it. Being new or just not very good at it yet. And you know, you want an option to make the same bracelet and have it look pretty much the same. The wire wrapping method is this bracelet would be a great method for you to practice on and get better at it. However, we are going to be doing wire wrapping on the beads singly as well. So you're going to get plenty of wire wrapping. Either way, you're going to get plenty of wire wrapping. These bracelets take, I think this one took about 160 beads, 160 ball head pins. It's a lot of wrapping. Yeah, it's, you know, it's fun. It's very pretty. It's really not as time consuming as you might think. And the end result is well worth it, in my opinion. I've worn this one to work a couple of times now, and I get lots and lots of compliments on it. So it is a bracelet that's worth at least attempting. Let's put it that way. All right. So for one method, and I'm going to do this with the yellow one, is using a section of chain. I like Rollo chain because Rollo chain has nice open spots to work in, but yet it's not such a big chain that everything's gappy and far apart. I suggest you measure your wrist and see how much you want, because everyone's wrist is different. So I like to leave about 1 inch of clearance. I don't know if you can see my wrist very well there, but I like to leave about 1 inch of clearance for my toggles and stuff. So if I measure this out, it is, get my ruler up here. It is just about 6 inches. I don't know if you can't really see it, I know, but try to get it up there for you. So it's just about 6 inches. So I'm going to cut it at 6 inches. If I can find my cutters. I had my tools on the couch because I was over there doing links, watching TV, and that is where I left it. I do have these little nippers, so I'm just going to cut with these. Maybe. They're not very sharp, obviously. There we go. All right. Okay, let's just start right off struggling. Why not? Okay, so I have that separated. I am going to move this stuff back. I don't want everything in the way and in this line of vision. There is my 6 inch piece of chain. I'm going to go get my tools real quick because I left everything on the couch. Because why not, right? Alright, so you're going to need standard tools, a couple pairs of pliers, your cutters, and your round nose. And those are pretty standard with any jewelry making. So this method, I'm going to start off with, move that chain out of the way. I'm going to start off with my beads. This is just a nice little mix. They actually came in a package like this from Bead Box Bargains. It was a yellow mix, and I did add, it was a mix of rondelles, and I did add these little kind of pearlesque looking bicones to the mix just to give myself plenty of beads, but all the rest of them came in that yellow mix. So that's one way of getting a nice mix of beads, is to just buy one of the packages of the little 4mm rondelles all mixed, or you can do like I did here, which is mini packages that I picked up of a combination of bicones, rondelles, these little, I guess they're a barrel bead. I'm not really sure what they're called, but there's that. And like I said, I have bicones in here. I have rondelles in here. So I have a little bit of everything in this one. It's just a combination of whatever I had in my stash of blue and silvery looking you know, beads that I thought looked really pretty together. I mean, these even a little bit of a purple to it. Excuse me. On this bracelet, I am going to do something a little different. I'm going to add just a little butterfly to the end of it, just to give it a little something extra at the end. And all I did was put an eye pin in it and make the eye at the other end, like we've done many times. So that will go at the end of this one, just because I thought it really matched these colors very pretty. And I actually wanted to make it to go with the earrings that I made in a tutorial a while back. Please forgive me. Lack of sleep, you know how it is. Lack of sleep, you know, dying off brain cells. We can call it whatever. We all know me. So this method, all right, let's get this blue one out of the way for the moment, and we will work on the yellow. I do have one toggle clasp here for it. And so what all we're going to do is take our ball head pins, and I got these ones again through the Bargain Bead Box, or Bead Box Bargains, and I think they're a pack of 50. I think it was a pack of 50, and I bought 4 packs, and this is what I've got left from those 4 packs. But I've also got my bracelet, you know, one version of the bracelet almost done, because we're not going to sit here and work up the whole entire bracelet, obviously. So let's start showing you what to do here. We're just going to put on one little bead, do our normal bend, bring it back up in, I'm trying to stay in frame for you, but I got so much stuff on my desk. Turn it, bring it around, so we have this. We're not looping anything right now, we're just bringing it across. And that I just add to this tub, and I have quite a few in here right now. I just sit there on the couch watching TV, and I just keep doing them. I'll do up a whole tub of them, and then I'll work on it. Whoop. And then I throw my tools all over the place, and you know. So again, just bend it over your round nose pliers. Grab it right at the bend. Up and over. Rotate your pliers into that curve. Continue it. Come out the other side. Again, so we have this. And we're just going to do up a lot of those. I mean, I usually just sit on the couch watching TV working on them until I fill this container, and then I work on it. So, excuse me. So to begin with, I just grab any old one. And the first ring is easy because there's no other chain piece on the other side of it. So we just take and pull it. Now you can either open it up a little bit here to slide it through until it clicks in like that. So that's one way of doing it. And then just grab it right on that loop with your bent nose or what you've got to work with of pliers. You still see there's plenty of space right here for my wrapping. I'm going to grab my other pair of pliers and the very tip of the wire, and I'm going to wrap. Sometimes it ends up being 3, sometimes it ends up being 2. It all depends on how far down on my round nose pliers I went. Then we have our wraps. And then we're going to come in here with our cutters, flush cutters, because you want it to be smooth. And I get up in there just as tight as I can and give it a snip. If you feel anything sharp in there, you might want to press it down. There's nothing on this one, but I'm going to show you. Just get in there with your little pliers and just squish it down. Get that little burr out of the way. Alright, then we're going to grab another one and we're going to go right into this same ring. Now this is another method if you don't want to open it up like I did on that one. Just grab your pliers and the end of your wire and just give it a tug, and that will also hook you right into your ring. That's the way I usually do it because, you know, opening it up is another step. I like to eliminate steps. So again, just wire wrap it. See, this one I went a little further up because I only got 2 wraps, but don't push it. You know, if you're only going to get 2, just go with 2. It doesn't matter. And cut it off. Again, if you need to see that one, I could probably push down a little bit. Just get in there and give it a little push. Get that little burr out of the way. And there is our very end of our chain started. Alright, so then we're going to go up to this next ring. And we're going to put one on either side of the open part. We're going to put one on this side and we're going to put one on this side. And then when we turn it to go to the next one, we're going to do the same thing. One on that side, one on this side. It does not matter. I mean, if you want it to matter, you can. But it does not matter which one you grab. I just grab whatever comes out, comes out. That's what I work with. It's very random. Again, just pull it on like that. I am now working on the next step up. Same method, just see, this one's going to get 3. I can see that there's enough space for 3 there, so that one will get 3. It really doesn't matter. I actually like to go for 2 myself, but I like a shorter stem. But I guess on this it doesn't really matter because you really want it dangly, so a little more is just going to give it that much more dangle. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. We've got 2 on that first ring. Probably help if you could see it. We've got 2 on this first ring. And it looks like I accidentally skipped a ring. No, I didn't. What am I talking about? Okay. We've got 2 on this ring here. We've got 1 on this side of this ring. Now I'm going to put 1 on that side. So I like to hold it in my fingers like this. Grab me a pin. Honestly, it's not as complicated as I'm making it look. Once you get going, you really develop a rhythm, and it starts going pretty fast. So there's that one on. All clicked into place, just like that. Grab that loop. Be very careful when you're trimming them, you don't accidentally catch your loop in the back part of your cut. I've done that. Went to cut down here and had my loop up here in it by mistake and cut my loop at the same time. So be careful of that. I mean, it's not a huge deal. You just have to start over again, put another one on. But so this is the beginning of how it will look. And honestly, that's all we're going to do. We're just going to keep adding pins. Just grab a bead, go up to the next loop, click it into place. I'll do a couple more with you. And then we'll switch over and show you the blue method, which will be a little easier for anybody who doesn't want to do this, holding it and wrapping. Trim that one. Okay, so now you can see I've got, I could see if I could get it up there. You can see I've got one hanging from the bottom side of it, so I'm going to put one over on this side of it. And for length, this is all you're going to do. You're just going to repeat these steps over and over again. You're going to grab another pin, move up to the next ring. You see it's this one here. We're going to put one on this side and one on this side. Come on, don't be so stubborn. There we go. Whoop. Bumping everything with my tools. Alright, and we'll do one more. Let's grab this peachy colored one over here. Oops, that one I made with a little cut pin that I had, so we won't work with that one. So this is what we're starting to get. We're starting to get that very flowy, cha-cha-y, yeah, dangly, whatever you want to call it. This is what we're starting to form. And we're literally just going to keep doing that all the way to the end of the chain. We're going to put 2 on each ring, 1 on either side of the two opposing links. Your amount will of course vary on how much chain you need. But yeah, just keep going up through. Put 1 on this ring. 1 on this side of the ring, 1 on this side of the ring. And then 1 on this side of the ring, 1 on this side of the ring. And you're going to do that all the way up your chain until you filled it. So here is one that I have worked most of the way up. And this is what it will start looking like. So this is what it starts out looking like. And this is how it's going to start finishing up. So it starts looking really, really, really nice as you go. Makes a very, very pretty bracelet. As you can see on this one. Get it in here. Yeah, so there is that method. And let's get these out of the way, move that out of the way, and I'll show you how to do a different method if you're not very good at holding those little wire loops and doing the twist. This way is a little bit simpler, I think. I don't know. I think it's a little more time consuming, but it tends to be a little easier to do. If that makes sense. Alright, so again, you're just going to take a tray full of your little pieces. You're going to take your ball head pins, and you're going to grab your bead. Do the whole, set this back a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to grab it on the head of your round nose pliers. That's not my round nose. Head up your round nose pliers. Give it a bend. So you have this with a little space here. Come into that bend. Up and over. Around. And the difference at this point is that I'm going to finish wrapping it. I'm not going to leave it. I'm going to wrap it right up for you, right here. 1 and 2. Trim that off right now. Whoop. My cutters are getting really dull, so I'm trying to get in there nice and tight. There we go. Oop, put it in this container. So we'll do one more. Again, just grab it right at the bead, bend it over, roll your pliers up into that bend, up and over, rotate your pliers, and continue that loop. This is what you should have. So again, we're going to take our pliers and hold that loop, grab our tail, wrap. No, it was a really bad wrapping job, but it's never going to show on there. Nobody cares. It's never going to be noticeable. So on this one, we are going to use, instead of chain, we're going to use a whole mess of little tiny 4mm jump rings. And again, you're going to want both your pairs of pliers. Let's see if I can get a hold of this jump ring. And you're going to take your pliers and open up your jump ring. Keep in mind, my jump rings are not great quality. They don't line up real well, so you will see me struggling with them a bit. And first off, just like the other one, you're just going to put on 2. any old bead and close it. And this is what you have. I'm going to take another jump ring, open it up, put on a bead. Whoops, help if I had one that was actually wrapped. And then hook on that jump ring. Now this first part's not going to matter. There is no jump rings, there are not two beads that we need to go in between yet. So just hold your two beads in your hand and catch your jump ring and put it on. Then you're going to feed on a second bead and close it. And this is what you have. And that's the method you're going to use for doing these ones. It is a little simpler, I think, than wrapping onto, you know, trying to keep everything together and wrap at the same time, because everything's wrapped for you. You're just putting it together. So again, open your jump ring, put on your bead. Now here, this is the jump ring, this is the second one. There's one of my rings, and here's my other ring. I'm going to go right in between them and catch my jump ring. Then don't forget, you need to add on another bead at this point. You're putting on one, hooking it to your bracelet, putting on the other. I think this one actually goes a little bit quicker too. Once you've got all your beads wrapped, like I said, sit on the couch, watch TV, do whatever, sit in your craft room. So you can see that's my ring and that's my other one. I'm going to catch right between them. I'm going to add on my second charm. I don't know why I have beads in here that are not wrapped. Put that one on and close it. And then that's the start of this one working its way up. So I'm going to set that aside and show you what it looks like as you start getting it going. Again, it looks just like the rest. They all come out looking the same. When you put it on, it looks very, very pretty. So that is the second method of doing it. So I'm going to pause, finish this up, and then we'll work on clasping. Okay, so we are now just about finished here. I did get a big ring and put it in my last link, just because as it starts to fill up down here at the end, it's hard to find it sometimes. So putting that big ring on it just gives me something to grab a hold of and hang on to. So we're going to finish it up. We've only got 3 loops left, so I thought I'd finish it up with you. Just set these to the side. Get my tools back out. So as you can see here, there are 3 links left. So I'm only going to need 6 more of these little wrapped pieces. So I thought I would just do these last few with you. It goes pretty quickly. And I just wanted to show you a few more times. Yep. So I'm on this side over here. I do this side on here. Okay, that leaves us with this one. Get that one to snap in there. There we go. So I need you can hold them together. Get that one a little messed up, but it'll straighten itself out. You get to the end and you start getting everything in the way and stuff wants to move to where it doesn't belong. Alright, so I'm going to do this one more here. I'm going to leave that last one to start feeding off the end of, so I guess we can get rid of some of those, to start feeding the end for my toggle bar. Alright, figure out where I am on this one. One more, because I think I accidentally put one on with the other rings, so I have 3 on that second to last one, but it doesn't matter. It won't hurt a thing. Oh no. Remember when I said make sure you don't clip your loop as well? That's exactly what I just did. That's okay, we have one more here. We'll just use this one. So there's a nice little demonstration for you of why you don't want to cut your loop. That's okay, we didn't want that one there anyway, right? There. Okay, so this bracelet is essentially finished, other than putting on our clasping. So right here at this ring, I'm going to dig out a couple of small, or small-ish, smaller jump rings. Not sure what size I want, but I have a whole mixture here of different sizes, so I'm just going to pick out a couple small ones. I like that size right there, that's about right. If I have like 3 in here. One's bigger. This is the problem with mixing them up. You can never get the right size you want. And then you throw them on the floor. Yeah, those 3 look good. So, I'm going to open one of these up. I don't know that I need 3 either. I might only need 2. But I have it should I need it. And I'm just going to drop that one on at the same time. Close that up nicely. And get rid of this big one now at this point. It's not closed very good. I'm going to take this one. Put on our toggle bar. If I remember where I put it. I didn't even take it out of the package yet, I guess. Just take one and hook at the other end. Now at this end, because we did start with 2, you're going to want to find that end one. There it is right there. And there, this one is completed. And again, you can adjust the length to where you want it using however many jump rings or whatever size jump ring you use up here to attach your clasping. I like mine to be just a little loose so it has that flow. See, this one's a little big. I would probably, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I think I will take one of those. I think I'll take one of those jump rings out of it. Maybe, if I can get it over here. It's a little too much jump ring on there for me. If I went with the smaller, like 4mm ones, probably 3 of them would have been good. Now let's see how it looks. There, got it. Much better. So there it is. I think it looks real pretty. I actually think I can take out one more. I think I'm going to end up having to go with smaller. Might have to go with smaller jump rings. And this one is not shut very well. So let's fix that first off. Actually, I'm going to take some length out by putting in just a little 4mm. I'm losing jump rings all over the floor now. If I can find that last jump ring again. There it is, right there. There. That will help, I think. So yeah, just adjust it, you know, figure out what works for you jump ring wise to make it. Yeah, that's perfect. That looks so nice. Look at the sparkle and shine in it, the little shimmy and shake. Very pretty. So there is one of them all done and out of the way. Let's work on finishing up our blue set. I did want to show you that this little crystal mix is where I got, you know, it's what I got this is, but it was a yellow, it was the yellow version of this blue mix. I could have used this for my blue bracelet. I didn't. I put all this together myself from mini packages of beads, but this little mix works great for these bracelets. And if you do decide to go the mix route, there's generally 100 beads on these, so you want to grab 2 of them because you're going to need more than 100 beads. So there is just an option for you, and they're really not very expensive. I mean, I think I paid, it was probably $1.99 for the package, and with 30% off, you know, that's not too bad. You can't beat that. So anyway, moving on. Because this one is going to have the butterfly attached to it, I'm not going to need quite as much length of beading. So it is pretty much finished. I only need about probably 3 more rings, 4 more rings. I use this copper one here at the end of it, just again to hold on to my end for me. As you can tell, I've opened and closed it many times now. It's in pretty rough shape. So let's go back to just finishing up this one. We'll move this one out of the way for now. I'm going to hook on a bead. Turn my pliers over. Hook on a bead. Grab that ring. Hook on another bead. And close it. And this is when I take that one out. And then I get this one. And I just rehook it so that I can find my end each time. It gets to a point after a while where all those little clusters start creating a roadblock when it comes to trying to see where you're at. So there's one more. Grab my ring. Feed on my bead. Close it up. Maybe. I can get a hold of it. And this is one of the beads I need to, one of the jump rings I need to trim. You will also find that using jump rings as opposed to the Rolo chain, your bracelet isn't quite as dense. It's because your jump rings are a little smaller than the links on the Rolo chain. So it isn't quite as dense this way. I mean, it still has the same beautiful look. It just doesn't have the same thickness to it. Alright, so I'm going to do one more. I think one more will do it. Oop, probably ought to add on my bead first. Now, I'm not going to put on any more beads, but I still want to hold that end for me so I can find it easier when I'm... I do need to close that jump ring a little bit better. That'll help me find that end. Not that it's hard to find, but it's just nice having something there to give you a little extra. I do need some silver jump rings. And we have these little 4mm ones like we were using. Well, that one's not. I don't know how that got in there. But they mostly are 4mm. I guess they're a mix. I don't know. I probably dump stuff together knowing me. I do that. And we're going to use this one to attach the butterfly. Oh, these jump rings are so bad. There, and then we can just take this whole piece right out of the way there. All right. Now on this end, I want to attach my, I don't want to use my cutters yet anyway. I probably will have to, but I want to take and open up this another little small jump ring and attach the toggle to it. And that was right. I do need to trim this one. There. That's what we have so far. And then we're just going to do the same thing down here at the end. And I think I'm going to go with more of the smaller jump rings. And the ones I were using in the bracelet weren't as bad at needing to be trimmed as the ones I just pulled out of that bag, so I think I will use the few I had left of those. So now the fun begins of trying to find, there we go, there's the end. There's our end one, and there's the two on either side, you know, one on either side. And we're going to go right in between them, just like we would if we were attaching another bead cluster. Close that up. Grab that one. And I am going to put my toggle bar on at this point because I think that that butterfly gave me just a little extra. I don't know if this will go on a 4mm. That toggle bar's got a really thick end. I think I'm going to have to go up to that 6mm. That's interesting. Major fumble fingers this morning. Here we go. That worked just fine. Close that up. And now this one is done. Isn't that pretty? Like I said, this one will be a little less dense because it is done on jump rings, which are a little thicker, a little bigger than the rings of the chain. So therefore it gets spread a little more apart. If you wanted it to come out thicker, you could always put 2 beads on either side of each jump ring as opposed to 1 on either side. That would certainly thicken it up. It might thicken it up more than you want, but you know, it's always an option. But there they all are all together. So pretty. I really do believe this makes an awfully, awfully pretty bracelet. And it's great for so many things. You know, you could wear it every day. You could wear it to work. You can wear it for a night out. But there they all are. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that some of you will give it a try, and I would love to see what you come up with. Color combinations are endless. Greens, blues, reds, pinks, purples. I mean, totally endless. The color mixes, you can buy the color mixes right through the Beadbox Bargain Store. Like I said, they're really inexpensive, and that saves you the whole process of trying to figure out how to put colors together if you're not very good at with colorway. But yeah, I hope you guys all like this. I will most likely be putting these into my Etsy shop very soon if anyone is interested. It will be a little bit before I get them in there just because I have to clear some stuff out of my phone so I can take some photos because it's really overcrowded. But yeah, keep an eye out for that if you're interested in any of these. And to find my Etsy shop, it is Wildfire Jewelry Store. At the very bottom of this video is a More button. Click that More button and it will take you to a link that will take you right to my Etsy shop. So thank you guys. I truly appreciate all of you who enjoyed this bracelet in my show and tell and asked for a tutorial. It makes me feel good to think that my stuff looks, you know, that you appreciate my stuff enough to want to see how it's made and duplicate it. It makes me feel really great. And yeah, so until next time, guys. Bye.